Welcome to the updated BPCC Center for Teaching and Learning. I want to introduce you to some new content that we created during the earlier months of 2023, and that is a series of lesson plans. When you open up the learning management system or the Mighty Networks, and you can access this on your phone, on your tablet, or through any browser. But when you access the content, you're going to find over here on the left a menu. You'll see a general section, self-paced workshops, and lesson plans, and then recorded webinars. Also on the platform, but not being updated as frequently, is some previous content that we'd shared and starting from 2020 on with different articles. And so you can explore that within the sort of share ideas or in the CTL, which is the Center for Teaching and Learning news section. But really, we want you to focus on, in this description, the new lesson plans. So when you come to lesson plans, you'll see that there are 7 different sort of lessons units here, and they're each themed differently. We have creativity and innovation, working within a team, perseverance and failure, experimentation and risks, design thinking, problem solving, and then here, this one's a little bit different. There are just some individual problem or project-based learning lessons that include teacher guides as well. So let's take a minute and dive into one of these lessons. Let's click Working Within a Team. So you may have to click a button here that says Join Us, and feel free to do that. It's free. It's open to access, but I've already joined it, so I'm going to click View Space here. And at the top of the window, this will be a sort of flag or a bookmark of my progress and helping me to know where to get started. So you never have to remember where you left off. The system will do that for you. So in this case, I haven't started it yet, so I'm going to get started with the overview. When I click into the overview, it's going to pop up a window over here on the right. If I want to see that bigger, I can expand it. And then I can also toggle the menu over here, just like that. So I'm going to toggle the menu over so we can see it a little bit bigger. And so you'll see that in the overview, and this is for each of the different lesson plans except for the final PBLs, the lesson plans follow the 5E model of instruction with 5 phases: the engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. And I have also created constructivist listening exercises that are student-focused, engaging students in curiosity-driven inquiry, hands-on engagement, and career investigation. You'll also find in the overview the learning objectives and whatever references I have for each lesson. The next section is teacher preparation. And so here is the lesson plan. So the description, the objectives, whatever the deliverables and assignments are, the sort of anticipated time frame, whatever materials that you'll need, and then just a overview of each of the 5 parts of the lesson. So you'll see that there's the engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate section. And then there is the answer key. Once you're done and ready to move on, you can click Mark as complete, and then it will tell you to go to the next one here. And here we are in the first lesson of the sort of first lesson of this unit. And you'll see over here on the left that it gives a little checked box that says that you're done, and the green is telling you where you are at. So here, this is an exercise for students. They can write in their journal responses to the following questions, and then once you have them do that, you can mark as complete and then go on to the next part. Now remember that this is the content that the students are doing. If you need the lesson plan, you're going to go back to the teacher preparation section and then go to each of the sections to help you know exactly what it is that you're going to be having them to do. So we'll go back to explore in this case, and again, these are pretty simple, not a heavy lift for you. So you'll have students watch this YouTube video, and then there are some prompts for them. You'll see that there's an article for them to read in this case, and then they'll do a little bit of reflection on that, and so mark complete is going. So you get the idea. So now we are ready for explain. Again, in this case, there's another journal prompt to get them to reflect on what they've learned, mark it as complete, and we go on to elaborate. So here, this is a sort of higher order thinking and learning, and they're, again, going to watch a video in this case, write a journal, and they'll be done with that. And so here is a quick way for you to test their learning. So there's a little evaluation quiz that you can offer them, and then if you're doing it here, it's actually a quiz that you can do, and you'll see. So I'm going to click out of this one, and each of the lessons are different, so they're on different themes. So we've got one on creativity and innovation, and so this unit is really helping students to be creative and curious. And so they'll get to do some activities around each of those lessons. And so the hope and why we created these kinds of topics was to kind of create a little bit of a turnkey learning tool for you to be able to teach professional skills. Some people call them soft skills, but really these are professional skills. These are really critical skills that students need for the workforce. And so hopefully these lessons are helpful to you. Now, I want to point out here the STEM PBLs. These are a little bit different. And so here I have two specific PBLs. One's on plastic pollution and another is on heat island. I have a strong affinity for conservation, and so you'll see the trend of those two. So let's look at the overview of this is simply that you're going to have two STEM-focused comprehensive lesson plans that you can download. What's different about these is that these include PDFs it's all in one package. So essentially you're going to come here, you can read about the lesson and the objectives, but here you're going to download the PDF. And so the PDF is going to have everything that you need to do the instruction. And so it is hyperlinked, and so you'll see that this PBL is mapped out in the same kinds of lessons. Engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. These have a very specific STEM careers connection. Some of the other lessons do as well. But what's also unique about this is I have the worksheets already made and whatever slides that you're going to need. So for example, we've got the key terms here, we've got the lesson plan, and then the guide that with the answers and everything. And so a little bit more in detail lesson plans, but I have the actual slides. So say if you were going to present this, you could just put this into presentation mode or put this up on your screen, and the students are only going to see what they need to see. So you're not going to have to make your own slides again. I've got, like in this case, the video that they're going to watch for the warm-up activity is embedded in this PDF. So you can click that, it will play it, or it will hyperlink to it and play it. There's the quiz on the screen. So again, this was a little bit different, and this is one I made for a client previously that's open source and that you can use, and that we hope people use, because it again they're designed to be culturally responsive. They're designed to create, be more equitable and inclusive for every student. And so I hope that you will enjoy using those and sharing them with your colleagues. So that's a little bit of an overview of the lesson plans that you'll have here. So again, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 2 PBLs that you can do here. And then within each of these, as I've said, there are 5 different parts. And so you could break those down over a week's time, depending on how much time that you have with your students. And that's the end of the overview of these lessons. If you have any questions, you can contact me. You can find me at engineerinclusion.com. From my website, engineerinclusion.com, you can go to you can just go to contact. If you click request services, it goes to my contact form. You can call me, email me, you can submit request, or if you need some time with me, you can drop some time on my calendar. But be happy to help you and answer whatever questions that you may have. Lastly, I do want to point out a couple of other resources on the Center for Teaching and Learning, just in case you're new here. So you'll see that on the left, there's one self-paced workshop. It's Unraveling Bias in the Brain. And so you can work through that. It should take, depending on your level of engagement or reflection, an hour or so. And then once you do that, you can actually come to my website and then request a certificate of completion if you're interested in that. So if you go to engineerinclusion.com/thanks, it will give you a pop-up where you can request a certificate that you completed that course. Also, we've got a slew of recorded webinars that you can access down here. And I've tried to divide them up in different topics, whether career and technical education, diversity, equity, inclusion, balancing work-life, professional skills, tools for teaching. And so this is a collection of things that either I've led or it looks like these are all things that I've led for BPCC. Some of the conversations on diversity, equity, and inclusion are things that previous webinars that I've done for BPCC in years past. But there are other things on here that are from other presenters that have presented for BPCC. And so I encourage you to check those out and see what you can learn. So again, if you have any questions, reach out, let me know. This is a little bit different of a kind of network, so you can always add a chat with me here, but I'm not always checking this. You'll see notifications if somebody's messaging you. You can turn on desktop notifications. It's really, I think, a valuable tool. I have a similar network for my company and community for engineer inclusion and use it to run all of my courses. And so I hope that it will be valuable for you all. Thanks so much.